Got our crew with us. Where's the rest of the gang?
Left with the dust.
Where'd everybody go? There you go. How's that leg day?
Damn good.
All right.
Not good enough. He walked to the
Feeling that gynecologist.
Plenty good. All right, man. We can go eat, man. I'm starving. I need to get my insulins flowing. 100% bro. Whole wheat pancakes, egg beaters, and chicken.
Instagram.
Walden Farms.
Can't wait to like.
Oh, man, any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
On pressing issue. Curly curls for the girls, or temporary those for the uptight hose. What's the one lift?
You need a big penis. Talk to the brother. Just saying. Just saying. He's sitting over like, yeah, he's right. That's right. All right. That was a very pressing issue I've been needing to get off my chest. All right, what else?
All right, what's your take on
BBCs?
That's the last question.
Well, BCAA, I'm the one who essentially, I didn't invent BCAA. BCAA supplementation's been around since the 50s. They were peddling them in Muscle Power magazine, which is the original Muscle Fitness. I haven't worked there in a while. The bottom line is, branched chain amino acids during training, 3-4 amino acids is Layton Norton's research as well as my research that I commissioned at Scivation showed they act completely different as opposed to bonded aminos. And, you know, I still get flack for it, but the bottom line is that study was not tainted. You know, literally we sent 36 90 serving extends with 12 subjects in each group. There was a whey protein group, there was a carbohydrate group, which is Gatorade, and that's how you drop soda. And so essentially, the branched chain group gained 9 pounds lean. This is on a hypercaloric controlled diet based on ratios, designed by Chuck Rudolph, who was our director of R&D. It's essentially, there was a diet called the Lean Mass Diet. You can Google it. It's still on like bodybuilding.com. They have it up on their server. I believe it's on one of Scivation's old sites. So essentially, the branched chain group gained 9 pounds of lean mass and lost 4.5 pounds of fat on a hypercaloric diet. More calories taken in than they need. Bulking calories. The whey protein group, which was Scivation Whey, so it would have looked good either way. We would have sold more products. You can't say the whey group gained 4 pounds of lean mass, lost 2 pounds of fat, and the carb group gained 1 pound of lean mass and lost 0 fat. So branched chains were shown to be exponentially better because the free-form amino acids hit a bolus, which caused an increase in mTOR, protein synthesis, and all that good stuff. This was taken during training. To expand on that further, Layton Norton did the study, the protein stat theory at the University of Illinois, and he showed that when you take it between meals, when you have meals, I believe it was spaced 4 to 5 hours apart, if I'm not mistaken, it increases your protein synthesis even more than an actual protein-containing meal. So free-form amino acids do act differently in the body. And as we showed in the Scivation study, it not only does that, it has appreciable gains. To the point where, you know, I remember Jim Stepani, we had 2 groups conduct the study. We had the Weider Research Group and the University of Charleston. And let's keep in mind, I started the company in July 2011. I'd completely come out and say, if it was wrong, I can't come out and say it was wrong because I have a non-disclosure. However, I would say nothing. But the bottom line is, BCAAs, I believe, are the #1 supplement to above creatine. And I'll say this during training, because creatine you get from whole foods. And you don't need a bolus. Whereas free-form aminos, you can't extract leucine from a chicken breast during training and chew it and have just the leucine go rush through your system. The 2-to-1 ratio is what we use to extend. And I have no data showing that 4-to-1 or 8-to-1 is better. All I know is that when those products came out, they're cheaper. What's your ratio in core? Exactly. That's why right now the best tasting branched chain, the one I use all the time, is Core BCAA. They nailed the flavor. They got Hickett in there and beta-alanine, I believe. Speak up, man. It's way over there. Yeah, Hiccup, beta-alanine, and they nailed the flavor. And Van likes beta-alanine.
I love it. Still tingling.
Here's the deal. If you take Cellucor and Muscle Tech products, if there's a way to overdose on creatine and beta-alanine, you'll do it. In fact, you flip the lens, just flip it so we can see it. There you go, perfect. Yeah, cool. So my opinion on branch chains, as Pete knows, branch chains, I hate selling them. We make no margin on branch chains. We don't make it. I mean, we can't get deals on them because the pricing is all over the place. I'd rather sell pre-workout. Hell, I'd rather sell fat burners all day long. But branch chains, in my opinion, are the one supplement, aside from a fish oil, a multivitamin. I love having a multi. It's insurance. It's like wearing 2 condoms. Yes, I kept that down. So I think it's good insurance. And fish oil, yeah, I think it's pretty much right after that. And I like a good health, like cycle support I like for everybody, because everybody who's had kidney and liver failure has been a completely natural bodybuilder. Rhabdomyolysis, I mean, I know 3 people off the top of my head who've gotten that. Just because when you're prepping's not healthy, whether you're natural or enhanced. It's not a game. Yeah, I threw that in there. Does that answer my opinion on branch chains? That's it? I don't count them because they're consistent. If you're training and you take 4 scoops during training, or 2 scoops, or while Cellucor you take 2 scoops, it's consistent. And it's one thing you're not going to adjust, so why even count it? Look, here's the deal. John's my trainer, I listen to what he says. But when I'm like my brother, I don't care if he sips them throughout the day. I mean, if y'all seen his pictures lately, which I don't publicize yet, it works. My methods are different than John's, but when you're training with someone, do exactly what they tell you. That's all I gotta say. Now, I'm a trainer as well, but as a trainer, I have respect for the fact that he knows what he's doing. And when you start getting, like, I like those people who go, I get so many emails from John's clients, and you know who you are, saying like, ask me questions. I'm like, well, do you have a coach? Yeah, I'm working with John. I'm like, don't talk to me. Because first of all, it's unprofessional. Second of all, if you got me, my theory, my diet is not John's. I'm going to list out the foods you need. John's will give you numbers. You start taking 1 and 1 and then doing 1 and not, and then you're like, John's trying to adjust things. At the end of the day, diet comes down to one thing, the main thing, adjusting. A lot of people go by these stupid ratios.
It's about consistency.
Consistency and adjusting.
If you're not consistent, you're not going to be able to make action.
Consistently adjusting. See, together we're unstoppable.
Awesome sex.
Okay. Okay.
If you wish you knew like 15 years ago when you started training?
That's a good question. I wish I didn't crash diet. You know? I wish I knew about adjusting. I wish I had a coach. That's what I said. You know, getting a coach is more important than anything. So whey protein doesn't count towards your supplement. Whey protein's a food. But before you buy the next magical pill that promises weight gain and all kinds of gains, hire a coach. A good coach. Preferably not local. The good ones are online. Everybody wants a trainer that's local. Bottom line is, they're usually terrible.
I hired this guy right here.
Exactly. That was local to me.
Smartest thing I did was hire him.
I think,
My before and after.
here's the thing is that especially when prepping for a show now, I do it, you know, I used to do it for a living and charge a pretty penny for it. Doing your own prep, you're not objective with yourself, you're subjective. So me, I'm a panic, where I'd be like, oh, I only lost 2 pounds this week. To continue to lose, I'm gonna drop my calories. And I know better. I would never do that to a client. But for me, I always think I'm different because I'm me. But you're not different. You need someone else to look in and provide a third eye. Now, I brought myself in great, but that was with using people like Jason Theobald and saying, hey, I'm thinking of doing this. He'll be like, no, that's not smart. So hiring a coach is essential in your training. Whether you're just trying to get lean, especially when you're just starting, you have no clue what to do. Because I get emails from people and you'll have one after another, and finally I'm like, okay, I don't coach. I just don't have time to answer a thread of 4,000 emails. I have a couple people who ask me, they'll email me like, hey, yogurt versus Greek yogurt versus cottage cheese. I'm like, Really? I'm a CEO of 2 large companies, CMO of a very large company, and I'm trying to put this stuff together. And you're wasting my time with Googleable questions. I mean, there comes a time when you just have to say, okay, this is beyond what I'm offering. You try to provide the best customer service, but Google is your friend. I like when people ask me about, somebody emailed me today about how many calories, what are the macros in a chicken breast? And I wrote back and I said, fit day. Use it. I mean, look, it's all an estimate anyway. Not every chicken breast is the same. Oh yeah. At the end of the day, you're never going to be dead on the macros. It's impossible. You're always going to have some variance. You can use the best food scale in the world. You're never going to be 100% dead on. They used to get it with 5 to 10%.
Always a little bit over, always a little bit on.
Well, I mean, and even then your measurements are never going to be 100% on point. Especially if you don't eat at home every day. You really think, I mean, they did a study on that. It was like 20-30% off on their menus. You really think that the sizzler is sitting there weighing out your food? No, they're just like, this looks about right.
It's funny you say that the kid from John's group works at Chipotle right now. He weighed out and measured his meal.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be plus or minus always. Probably the under.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Usually over. I mean, restaurants go, it's going to be somewhere. It's not going to be accurate. So, I mean, the goal with anything, when I preach, like, I had a guy who was 400 pounds. I told Anthony about this last night. He emailed me the other day. He's like, I'm doing it for 50 macros at Greg. I'm like, whoa, that's not me. I'm a bro. I'm like, don't get it twisted, And he's like, well, what do I do? And I'm like, he's like, well, I looked at your diet. I'm like, put my diet book away. And do you have a food scale? Yes. Throw it away. Well, just put it in the drawer. Don't throw it away. Here's the deal. When you're 400 pounds, you have an unhealthy relationship with food because the amount of food you have to eat to be 400 pounds is a large amount of food. So what you want to do, what I recommended to him is just to clean up his food. Literally, if he was to switch his Pop-Tarts to oatmeal, it's volumetrics. At that point, at 400 pounds, it's about
Pop-Tarts, oatmeal has about the same activity.
but one's more filling and one's more, one's more, it's more voluminous, more filling, and it's creating a healthy relationship with food where he's not looking at processed junk. I don't care what you say, Pop-Tarts are processed junk. I know you're going to troll my video like, you're on steroids anyway, it doesn't matter.
They'll log into my cola account. No, I don't see, to me, food is fuel, and all food is going to help you go the direction you need to. You need to get food that has micronutrients. Now, exceeding your RDA, for that particular nutrient, that going to probably have any extra gains.
It's funny, finding one of Mr. Olympia or even Doug Miller, who wins anything, who does that whole get your macros crap. The best of the best are still eating like bros. Just saying.
Just saying, it's almost trolling not using science in the gym. I mean, that was like 20 minutes ago.
That's not science. We have years of proof of people who win. And also, you're not going to tell me that a micronutrient-dense sweet potato isn't better than a Pop-Tart. Also, the RDA means nothing when you're using it on athletes who need more of the good stuff.
I ain't gonna say a sweet potato is not better than Pop-Tart. I mean, it is better than Pop-Tart, absolutely. However, I'm not gonna act like a simple carb is bad for you either.
Oh, I'm not going to say simple carb is bad for you. But I'm going to say try and get whole natural foods as much as possible.
However, if a man's overweight, has an unhealthy relationship with food, I'll be promoting other stuff that's a whole lot more less caloric dense. Which actually does have quite a bit of calories.
See, I'm looking at the extreme. Now, for someone like, I'm not going to in the off season turn down frozen yogurt for my kids.
Because you take a bite of broccoli, it's freaking 24 calories.
If that, I mean, it takes more to burn it than it does. Chewing it burns that.
Well, oatmeal is actually fairly caloric dense.
But it's fairly micronutrient dense. It's full of fiber and it's very healthy.
Yes.
Also, it's like a mentality thing. But I found, like, if you're even if it fits your necklace, if you're eating a Pop-Tart, like, since like it is kind of like a junk food, it's easier for me to say, screw the rest of my diet than if I start the day with a bowl.
Some people just don't have the willpower. I think flexible dieting is great for certain people. I don't think everybody can handle it.
Some people are
Yeah, exactly.
Personally, I can't do it.
Personally, I just enjoy my healthy food and I feel better after eating it. Maybe it's mental, maybe it's not. But for me, I'd rather eat a ton of Ezekiel bread, a ton of sweet potatoes, than eat 5 Pop-Tarts. You know, and honestly, I will say this for the record, the ice cream sundae Pop-Tarts are delicious. Oh, the red velvet, my daughter loves those. I'm not going to say that you need to sacrifice. I mean, fun food's part of life. And also, you have the mentality. I was just telling Van this at the Arnold Classic when I was at my old company. We'd have girls compete in the show, and the whole underside of the table, we had a 20 by 10, a 40 by 10 booth, was filled with junk food. These girls would look different, like, you know, like Star Jones is after, but before, you know, and they look like that after the show. And the fact of the matter is, when you deprive yourself, I think it comes down to Richard Simmons, man. I remember they made us watch Richard Simmons in 2nd grade and do Dancing Oldies, and he said, I remember Richard Simmons in his awesome shorts and his Captain Aesthetic shirt. He said, you know, 1 cookie's okay, 1 dozen cookies not okay. And that's where people need to learn moderation is the key. And I mean, that's what, if flexible dieting works for some, but some people have that trick. Some people just, I mean, eating disorders are much more prevalent than I ever imagined when I started training people. Team Salvation, we trained over 10,000, we trained tens of thousands of people. I think we got up to 100,000 total trainees. And I helped with a lot of them. And the bottom line is, the amount of males with eating disorders, full-fledged eating disorders, is much more prevalent than you'd ever guess. I didn't even know it existed. I honestly thought dudes just wanted to get big and jacked. But males, I mean, I want to get skinny. And that to me was a shock. I mean, I would have never imagined. So I think that, you know, there's a lot of people, and I talk to these people who are like, you know, I just couldn't control myself. You know, and that's where you got to develop that healthy relationship with food and learn to eat in moderation. I think that's where volumetrics, like we were talking about the broccoli, comes into play. If you could fill up, satiate yourself, and then if you have calories left over, you know, by all means.
It's like fiber's good too, because it helps keep you full. Helps your stomach a little bit so you don't crave so much. You know, I'm full.
Yeah. And there's a lot of micronutrients. I mean, look at the potato example, how much potassium it has. If you took that in pill form, your heart would probably be in trouble. So, I mean, there's a lot of benefits to whole natural foods. And I'm not saying, look, I have fun on my diet occasionally, and we all should.
Majority of your food is come whole food.
It should. And that's where most of the people who do flexible dieting do that. A lot of people mess it up. More than I'd ever imagine mess it up. Because I'm one of those who go like, okay, I measured it out, I'm done. You know, it's much easier to say no to another bowl of broccoli than to say no to a sweet treat.
Who cares? You ate another bowl of broccoli. It's pretty calories.
Bingo. But I'm just saying, you know, the whole mentality of it. So.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Check it, yo. Listen to this North American, you and you did the faulty heritage. I'm not the medicine, better than majority of them. Carcinogenic pen, trapped within the negative zen. Labeled a hidden gem. Hidden what? Music is my lifeline. Regimen, energetic, a question never dumping my adrenaline. No comparison, target your